Hello again, welcome to the second video on change management in OpenBOM. In the last video I introduced you to this graphic where we talked about change orders, change requests, items, bombs, and revisions. In this video I'm going to take a little deeper dive. We're going to take a look at items and bombs and specifically creating revisions of those two things. So any subscription level in OpenBOM has the ability to create revisions, and revisions can apply either to items or bombs. So I'm going to start with the wireless router data set. We're all familiar with this. You can follow along if you want. So I've opened up the BOM of the wireless router, and I know there's a lot of information here, but we're going to go through this in a kind of a logical way. And we're going to focus specifically on this demo router base. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk about revisions of items. And those are done in a catalog. So I'm going to open up the catalog for this item, and here it is. And I can see that for this particular item, there are no revisions created for it yet. So quite simply, there's an item revision button, and I'm going to create a new revision. In my case, I'm going to call this revision A. And we'll see that two things happen. Number one, I have an item number, revision number 1 is created for this guy. That's the internal numbering sequence for any revision. Starts at 1 and moves forward. And then the revision is the thing that I gave the label to, revision A. Okay, so quite simply, as we create revisions of items, you can see I've already created one down here for this guy. We just march along. Here I can look at the item revisions for this. I can see that there already is one. I am liberty to create another one. I can skip a letter if I want, but logically speaking, I'll create the next revision for that, revision B, and I can see that, again, I've got the internal revision number and the revision is created. So I, of course, can make any changes to this. Maybe perhaps I get a better price on this, then the price goes down. Maybe I change the supplier from Steve's Molding to something else for this guy. Maybe I'm going to get it from my stamping place. I create another revision for this, and I can make this revision B, and so on. So this is how item revisions are managed in the catalog. Okay, so the second thing that we create revisions for are bills of material. And this is where items are used. And you can see now that this one is at revision B, new price, new supplier, new vendor. So let's go over to the bill of material where these things are consumed. And again, we're focusing on this router base. And let's take a look at this now. And we'll see that, hey, it looks like this router has some revisions. This base, rather, has some revisions. It's that revision B. The internal revision number is 2. I should be able to see that my supplier on this one is now A1 stamping. All right, let's say this is the BOM that I want to build. I'm in the bill of material now. I'm going to say save a new revision. This one's going to be Rev A. In this case, I'm not going to save a revision for all sublevels, but I certainly could if I wanted to. I'm going to say here's my revision A. All right, so revision A of the wireless BOM has the base at revision B. Let's change the base to revision C. Go back over to my catalog. Let's change the supplier for this once again. Let's change this to Acme Cables. Okay, so we've now changed the supplier for the base to Acme Cables. I'm going to make a new revision for that. Very logically here, make that a Rev C. We will return back to our bill of material. Update that, and we'll see that we're at Rev C for the base. Terrific. There it is. Let's make a new revision of the BOM. Again, this is the BOM is now at Rev B. So now that we've got a little bit of revision history, let's start taking a look at what happened here. I've got my bases at Rev C. If I was to return back to Rev 1, we'll see the bases at Rev B, and its supplier is at A1 stamping. Rev B of the BOM, the supplier for the base is Acme Cables, and it is at Rev C. So what we just did there was we opened up the items, which is the catalog. We made some revisions of parts in our catalog, and as we went through a revision cycle there, we made some revisions to our BOM, and we saw how those revisions were incorporated in the BOM. So I hope you find that useful. In the next video, we'll move on to change requests. Thanks.